Hi, everyone, and welcome to Around the World with Duff. I am Duff, and it is now 3 o'clock. I have hit the airwaves when I said I would. It's a miracle. I'm going to try a few different things here today on Around the World. I've gotten rid of my virtual background because it was taking up too much CPU power. Uh, it's a new day. Feels like a new year already. It's Saturday, November 7th. Seven. That's my lucky number. I want to thank you guys for joining out there on this historical day. And for those of you who haven't joined the show before, Around the World is me sitting down and talking with people from all over the globe about global issues, COVID, Black Lives Matter, you name it, we talk about it. And so today's episode, which is episode 24, I think. I'll have to check. But today's episode is focusing, of course, on the U.S. election results. I didn't know that actually, when I scheduled this, that this would be the day of all days that they have declared or projected. But, there's a little part of me that's still like, could it possibly still kind of, turn around a little bit? But that's just U.S. politics. That's just politics in itself. So thank you guys for joining me on this historical day. I've got a couple of guests on from the U.S. of A., the good old U.S. of A., and I just wanted to check in with them and celebrate and see how they're feeling about the situation. It's really a great day for Americans and actually for Canadians and for the world, because a lot of people think that this doesn't affect us in Canada, but it really does. Our economy, we trade, our film and television industry is everything. And also we, like me as an actor, I go to New York, I go and audition, I go and it affects our economy and all different parts of our lives. I also have a lot of friends, and one of my friends is going to join us in 2 seconds, who live there, who are citizens there, who, I have friends living down in Arizona and in New York and in Nashville and LA and Chicago. And so I'm going to talk to a couple of those people today. Before I get to anything else, I just want to do my quick coronavirus update. Okay, so isn't that great? Look at I have graphics now. It's like a damn news show. Just a quick sort of roundup, and I normally do this, so I'm just going to give you a quick overview. As you can see, the global cases are rising. The global deaths are also rising. But what I really want to point out, and this was what I wanted to focus on today, is that in the USA, there's 9.7 infections, right? So there's 3.8 million have recovered. So 3.8 out of 9.7 infections. There have been 236,000 deaths. So in Canada, we have 258,000 infected, and 214,000 have recovered. So that's a major sort of difference from the US. Also, what I found intriguing is that India has 8.4 infected and 7.8 have recovered. So that's also incredibly different than than America, and also 125,000 deaths in India. So that's that's also something to sort of look at, right? So I just wanted to update you guys on that. Also, I also like to check in with my favorite country, Lesotho. So Lesotho is a small country, landlocked country in South Africa. It's at a very high altitude. When this all started, Lesotho had almost no cases. Today, Lesotho unfortunately has 1,900 cases. 1967, which is the year I was born. Thank you very much. And 44 deaths. But again, what I like to look at is the recovery rate. So Lesotho has 1,024 people have recovered. So 1967 deaths, or sorry, infections, 1,967 infections, and 1,024 people have recovered. So that's actually really good, I think. And of course, our deepest, condolences to the people that have lost their lives, the 44 people, right? So this is, I always like to look at Lesotho and just take a deep breath and like, Lesotho. It's really a beautiful country. It looks like the Rio Grande, actually, in the U.S. And also a quick sort of update on. Oh, sorry. Let me just get a quick update on what's happening in the States. Rachel Maddow. Just a quick, couple little tidbits. Rachel Maddow from MSNBC came in close contact with someone with COVID and has gone off the air. So she's at home recovering. She didn't test positive. So all the best to Rachel Maddow on, recovering and staying safe. And I think it was smart that she just went home and sequestered. Also in London, the Drury Lane Theatre had just opened Little Shop of Horrors, and I think they had done 2 performances, and it closed. So I know there were a lot of my friends that were like, "What? Why is the Drury Lane open when Broadway and everything else in Canada, everything else is closed?" So I mean, it's really good that they are closed because it shouldn't have been open anyway. The cases around the world are spiked, so I'm glad it's closed. And then so that's sort of my rundown of what's happening in the world. I'm going to bring on my friend. Actually, I'm going to bring on 2 of my guests. Don Ackerman is my best friend. He's sort of my co-host. He's living in Nashville. And Bob Canning is standing by. I think Bob is in Petaluma, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll check in with Bob. Bob is a playwright and a brilliant writer, and was a friend of my ex from years ago. So let me just bring on Don, see if Don's kicking around out there. Don, are you there?
Hello.
Hey, Don. Hello. Wait, let me get rid of my graphic that's in your face. I meant to do that. How are you? Don, are you there?
What?
You're drunk already, obviously, right? Hey,
Absolutely.
congratulations.
Yay!
You have a new leader, a supreme leader.
Guess what?
What?
I got to breathe today.
You're actually breathing normally again? You were really stressed out. You were super stressed out about all of this. I know you, and you were like, you weren't yourself. But nobody's really been themselves for months.
For 4 years. I haven't been myself
for 4 years, right? And you're directly
I became much over 4 years.
right. Yeah, you developed tics. I noticed you had like a little twitch and a tick
Yeah,
in your eye. You had that eye thing. Do you still have the eye thing?
Not good. Anyways, how are you?
I'm good. I'm actually really happy too because I'm just there's just so many things that are reflective of this. People like the Muslim population and the people of color population and LGBTQ plus and transgender. It's just there's just so pro-life and abortion. There's so many issues that are.
Can I
gonna change.
share something? Can I share something with you?
Yes, please do.
And I'm gonna send it to you via Messenger, and maybe you can put it on your share screen.
Sure.
It's a short video. You may have actually seen it. It was one of the anchors from CNN. He basically said everything that I kind of think of, and I watched. I almost started crying.
Oh.
Because it's very, I just sent it to you via Messenger, and I think it's perfect to start your show off with.
I will look at that. Before we go too far, I want to bring on Bob's to join our celebration. And you actually you didn't meet Bob, but you knew Eric, my ex from LA. So Bob is friends with Eric. Eric and I took a trip up to San Francisco area and went to visit Bob and Steve at their ranch. So you kind of, by association, you should know Bob. And you hung out with Eric in LA. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bob Canning.
Hello.
Hi, Bob.
Can you hear me?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, this is my first time, so I'm a virgin at this.
Well, you're doing very well so far. You have it, virgins usually are shaking in their boots, but you don't look like you look very calm, Bob.
Yeah, it doesn't zoom, but this is a first time.
Yeah,
so how are you?
I'm great today. You guys must be really great. This is epic. Congratulations.
Thank you. This is like the best day of 2020.
I actually didn't even ask you if you were Republican or Democrat. So,
Yeah, right.
Oh, wait, I forgot you're in California. That's right.
That's right. I've been getting emails and phone calls from people in England, Canada, LA, the Netherlands, Australia.
Wow.
Everyone congratulating us, on Facebook, Twitter, all that.
And they should, because there's just so many things to be happy about, right? It's just it's an unbelievable day today. Like I'm really excited about all the possibilities, and also a little bit terrified of the sort of shrapnel, if you will, the sort of like the wake.
Army.
Yeah, and just how he really uncovered. I was calling it turning over the log. He really turned over the log and revealed a lot of things, which has always been there in Canada and the U.S. and the world. But now it's sort of like we're in the wake of that. And
what's interesting? The reactions in Los Angeles from when I talked to my friends. My friend Angel, she heard all this banging of pots and pans and yelling and cars honking and everything, and she instantly knew what it was. So I was just driving a few minutes ago, and I don't know if anybody knows this, Petaluma used to be the chicken and egg capital of the world. And we have parades about it, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I knew you had good cheesecake.
Oh yeah, sure. But anyway, they costumes for the babies and toddlers, and they entered the cutest chicken contest and everything.
Oh wow!
I'm driving along on this main street, and I'm stopped for a light, and on the corner are two grown people in beautiful white chicken costumes. And people are honking and everything. And I couldn't see what, I knew they had signs, but I couldn't see it. So at the light change, I looked, and one said, "Bye, Don," and the other one said, "Cluck, yeah."
That's amazing. Cluck, yeah. That'll be the sign as you come into the area now.
Hey, how are you?
Don, Bob, Don.
Hi, Bob.
Don was living in LA when I was dating Eric, so he was there, and he went hiking with Eric and knows him, and we hung out.
Eric first time he got off of Facebook, I believe.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, you lived with Eric, Don? I didn't know
For
that.
like a month.
Oh wow.
Stay at his place for like a month.
Oh, I forgot about that. Jeez.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask you guys, Don, for what was your experience voting? I'm intrigued because everyone had such a different experience. Like, did you mail in or did you go somewhere to an outlet?
I voted early, and I went to an actual place to vote in person about 10 days before the election, and I waited for probably about an hour.
In New York or in Nashville? Oh, okay.
And then it was a quick, easy process. It was once you got in, and they were doing a lot of social distancing, and everybody was cool, and there was no drama.
That's great. And what about you, Bob? Did you
We voted by mail, but we've been doing that for years, so it was a
Okay.
very big deal. And on election day, I went past our where we used to vote in person, and there was this one old guy in a lawn chair waiting for the crowds that were not there. So most everyone here is voted by mail.
Oh, wow. And I heard there, I didn't realize there were so many stipulations. Which is why I guess there are so many, what do you call it, where the ballots are put aside. There are a lot of specifics about filling out the ballot, right, Bob? Like what kind of pen you use and how you.
Actually, just use a black or blue pen, and that's
Right.
it. Yeah.
But apparently they got a lot of like Sharpie marker.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I didn't know anybody who had a problem with that. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
You have to be really careful too, because a lot of times I think in America, when you hear about 5 people who use the marker, all of a sudden the whole country uses the marker. It's
Yeah.
like, just settle down a little bit.
Well,
Maybe
there were.
5 people use the marker.
Yeah, there were a lot of young kids too. I think, and you guys maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there were a lot of younger generation that showed up to vote this year, right? Because the parents were like, okay.
It's going to be very interesting to see the after the whole election is over and everything
Demographic.
wanted.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see the demographic.
Yeah, I'll be really interested in that too.
The only thing I'm disappointed with is that we didn't do as well with the Senate races. Because Mitch McConnell won, Lindsey Graham won. It was really just depressing because that's been fighting back.
Yeah.
We're working much harder now.
Right. He's still going to have to deal with the same issues, right? But like,
The Georgia Senate race used to be a runoff.
sorry.
In Georgia, Senate race there's going to be 2 runoff votes. And so if the Democrats win those 2, that's going to be a big difference. Like they're going to, like in January, it's going to be out of control in Georgia. The amount of money they put into those campaigns will be huge.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think Trump is going to concede?
We'll drag him out.
He loves the drama, right? He's just he's golfing right now.
Yeah, well, it was. Hope it ruined his golf game.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope he duffed it.
Very good. He's been on camera cheating on golf.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
I heard a really funny thing today that Scotland is actually closing all of their golf courses
That's great.
and they're not letting anybody in, especially losers.
I know.
The only place that's going to be able to golf is in Florida. Florida's the only one that's going to want him to even be there.
Yeah, well, he probably has his own golf course, right?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's settled there. Yeah.
And Bob, what's the climate in Petaluma, and other than it's beautiful and gorgeous, and but what's the sort of like, are there people that are opposed to this, or is it mostly Democratic?
It's mostly Democratic, but there are those who are staunch Trump supporters.
Yeah, like is San Francisco having a few problems with that, or no? I haven't heard anything about San Francisco in a while.
Yeah. But the same friend that told me about the banging of the pots and everything, she and her partner went down Hollywood Boulevard, and she said it was depressing because all the windows were boarded, and there was very few people there, so there was no activity. Yeah. And somebody on Jimmy Kimmel or Stephen Colbert the other night talked about that as well.
Right. Yeah, I see that in New York, a lot of places. I mean, even in Toronto, and it really it's kind of a combination of COVID but we have people here out on the streets too. But New York looked like a ghost town.
Yeah, I was watching you talk about the COVID situation in Canada and the U.S.
Yeah.
It's so stark. And I think what when Trump is out finally, all the lawsuits and all the he'll be in jail. I hope.
Yeah, I hope so
For
too.
treason, maybe
Oh.
homicide. I'm hoping it's thrown at him.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, I did hear that Biden has a healthcare plan today that he's actually got a healthcare member, like he's starting not a coalition, but a force of healthcare people I think 10 or 12 people that are going to immediately put things into action, which is, I think contact tracing is the most important thing, and testing.
He gave up on us, so he's hurt so many people.
Yeah. Did you? By the way, how's Steve doing down there? Yes.
Good. He's working on his let's see, his big fundraiser near the end of the month for Rancho Obi-Wan.
Oh, great.
So
Don, Steve is the head. Is he still the head of the Star Wars fan club?
Not the fan club, but Rancho Obi-Wan.
Ah, okay.
With the largest private collection of Star Wars memorabilia, costumes, etc.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, cool.
Incredible.
People from all over the world come when we were able to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I really wanted to just celebrate with you guys today, and wish both of you, hopefully everything from now on will move in more of a lighter, way and context, and
it'll be an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Better. That's better though.
Yeah, exactly, and we'll see what happens. But I wish everybody in the United States of America the best, because it hasn't really been united over the past while. And like I said before, it really does affect us in Canada. We, like you guys, you're my friends. We feel it. We feel the pain, and we've always been so influenced by American culture. It's inevitable. It's like we feel we share a border. So
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, Bob, and give my best to Steve, and take care of yourself. And if you want to, and if you want to come back on again, Bob, and update me on, now that we broke your cherry.
Thank you, Rachel.
We'll have you back on with an update to see how things have changed after, when Biden sort of has taken the reins. And
wish him luck.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thank you very much, Bob, for coming on. And
stay safe, both of you.
Thank you.
Nice
See you again, Bob.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
He's a nice fella.
Yes, that was so nice of Bob to come on. He's a great playwright. Actually, Bob had a script that I had just how did that happen? I had just auditioned for a play in Winnipeg, or musical, and the artistic director at Winnipeg, at the Royal Winnipeg Theatre, named Rob Patterson. Him and I really connected in the audition, and I said, well, he said, I don't know what happened, but I said, I know this great guy in LA. I was just there, and he's a great playwright, and he wrote this musical, and I think you should meet him. Well, Rob flew Bob up to Winnipeg and worked with him on the show. And so when I finally went to Winnipeg and I met Rob directed me in Drowsy Chaperone and so I was like in Regina, and I was like, do you remember, Rob, that I'm actually the one that hooked you up with Bob and made that all happen? He's like, you were the one? It's really cool. But how weird is that to go from California?
Eric, connection, Eric, and
Yeah.
small
The world of Eric's World. Isn't that a
Yeah.
show? Do you have to go, right? You have to
Dude, I'm gonna go and then I'm gonna come back if you're still on the air. But I have to do a quick thing. So.
Okay. Well, give my best to Chad. Also, he's probably super happy.
Yeah.
And you guys have a drink. I'm having a drink for you guys today. Here's
Cheers.
to Biden, Harris,
Cheers.
and to the first woman of color, and then female person of color to get into the White House.
That's incredible. That's going to be amazing. I predict she's going to be president in 4 years.
Yeah, I think so too. And she's really going to empower after the Black Lives Matter like wave that just happened. That country really needs her. They really need someone. I was hoping it would, that it was like Barack would get back in there again, but this is awesome. It's going to make such a difference, and it just completes the package of Joe.
It's going to be interesting. Joe picks for his team. Like I have a feeling Judge is going to be in there.
Yeah.
Obviously Bernie and what's her name? The white lady up in Massachusetts, there with Hillary. She ran for president too.
Oh.
What's her name? She was up against Joe in the preliminaries.
Oh, I can't remember her name.
My brain is shut off. Anyways.
Maybe somebody else.
I'll come back if you're still on the air. To try and share that CNN clip I just sent you.
Okay. Sorry, what is it?
I sent it to you on your messenger.
Okay. People are saying that there's an echo problem. I'm not sure if that's on our end or not.
It is, because I can hear it too. I thought it was just.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll take myself out and come back again.
It might be, but let me. I'll come back later.
Okay. Yeah, come say goodbye.
It might be more drunk by then.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay. All right. I probably will be too. Okay, Don. Thanks. That's amazing. So great to talk to Bob in Petaluma and Don in Nashville. That's really what is he sharing here with me? Oh, yeah. This is the thing that Don sent me is a clip of Van Jones on CNN. The minute he already saw this, the minute he found out that Biden and Harris were elect. So if you want, you can go on YouTube and find that. It's Van Jones at the minute. He breaks down, and it's really an incredible moment, actually. There's been quite a few moments like that. There was Stephen Colbert last night also broke down on air, and people are really, really, this has been hard on people. The emotional roller coaster ride that people have been going through. You don't know people's stories, right? You don't know what things are at stake. There are so many things that have been affected by this. For example, one of my guests on here had her kids in Korea, and when they stopped allowing people to come into the U.S., she was away from her kids. She actually had to put her kids in the care of somebody in Korea, so they were taken care of, and it actually went on for, I think, months. So that, people everyone has their own story, and it's really like, and then add on top of that, racial tensions, and then the pandemic, and then there's a lot going on. Anyway, I see that my cousin Norm was here. Raise a glass. Norm is a cousin of mine who lives in London, England. So thanks for joining, Norm. He said, let me just show you. Feeling good after a couple of beers, but need some supper, else I'll feel too good to cook. I love to cook with wine. Sometimes I even add it to the food. I do too, Norm. So that's Norm, my cousin in England. Christina's here. Hi, Christina. I'm trying to sort out the echo. Is there still an echo Christina, on my end? Maybe you guys can tell me. They said they couldn't hear what you were saying. That's not good. That's unfortunate. Let me just check my audio. Echo cancellation. So we'll change that. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't know there was an echo cancellation button. But there's a Scotch button as well. Is it too early to be drinking? 3:30 on a Saturday? No. Oh, I see. Okay, not. But when the last gentleman, yeah, actually on my end too, Don. I think it's better if people, if they're on as a guest, if you have headphones with a mic, and I think Bob had that, but Don didn't have that, so Don sucks. Oh yeah, I see. Rob Daniels said that there's a Christina. Yep, is he in a canyon? Holly said there's an echo coming from Dawn. He's in Nashville. Nashville, that's what happens when you live in Nashville. Chelsea, hello, Chelsea. Chelsea was living in, I think, Seattle for a while and now lives in Canada. She escaped just in time with her kids and her beautiful husband. And Chelsea lives, I think, in the interior of BC. Chelsea and her husband, but when I first met her, she was a dancer in one of the shows I did. They were dating when we were doing a rock and roll show in Grand Bend. And I'll never forget the day we walked by their room, and Chelsea and Bryn, I think is his name, were laying on the bed. And Chelsea tends to look like a Hollister model, like an Abercrombie & Fitch. And the two of them are beautiful people. And they were sort of draped over the bed, and her head was laying, and then they had like a guitar, and they were like tanned and golden and sparkling. And we were like, screw you guys. You literally look like an ad out of a magazine. And that, whenever I think of Chelsea, I think of that. And also she's an incredibly talented dancer. So I hope, I bet you're really glad, Chelsea, that you got out of the US just in time. Although things are looking up, right, guys? So, yeah. So, oh, Tara. Hi, Tara. Joining in. No echo. Great. That's good. I'm glad everyone's here. So, what was the other thing that I was going to visit? So I also wanted to say, if anyone has it in their heart, being that this is now my reality for quite some time, I would love, this platform costs me money. So if you feel it in your heart and you can give a couple bucks, that would be really great. If you want to send it to my virtual tip jar, dondumac@hotmail.com. Everyone's doing it, and I held back for a long time, but us artists need a little help, a little kickback. So if you got a few extra bucks, that would be great if you could help. And it helps me keep this platform going and this show on the air. So thank you so much, guys. Also, if you want to subscribe on YouTube, that'd be great. Go to my YouTube channel at Duff McDonald. And other episodes from around the world are there. Really interesting episodes like Thailand, Japan, Montenegro, Dubai, Ireland. So there's some really great guests, US, Canada, and we have some really interesting conversations. And it spans from the beginning of the pandemic up until now. So you can see the, sort of in real time as the numbers go up and what people are doing and how they're coping and how they're dealing with their family situation and that kind of stuff. So if you want to subscribe on YouTube, you can find the playlist on YouTube Around the World with Duff, and it's there for you to peruse, and you can skip ahead. You don't have to sit through a live broadcast like this. You can skip ahead to the best parts. There's also some comedy bits on there with my friend Steve Amazol, Steve Amaz. Some of you know him, an old friend of mine. So yeah, check it out on YouTube. So once again, if anyone wants to come on screen and have a chat and celebrate with me, preferably someone who's American, that would be awesome. So you just have to go to this StreamYard.com and then put in that number right there. W4P2AX282X. And then you can come on screen. We can have a chat. I had a couple of guests that I already asked. Hopefully they will join us. Yes. Oh. Yeah. So we'll see. Anyway, that's what's happening in this part of the world. I would like to know. So I'd like to know what people are doing in order to what they're doing to celebrate today. If someone wants to, let me just check my comments here. Holly said, never too early to drink. That's for sure. That is for sure. So I think there's a lot of things that are positive things to look forward to. I think we're going to have to deal with Trump. We're not going to as Canadians, but not directly anyway. But there's going to be a sort of transfer of power, and Trump's still going to be in the White House for another 70 days. So they're still going to have to deal with that. And hopefully, there are a lot of Republicans who are coming around and saying, hey, buddy, come on. Let's be human. Let's do what they've done for hundreds of years with a peaceful transfer of power. Let's get on with it. There are bigger issues at hand like COVID and coronavirus pandemic going on. The rates are so high. Today in Ontario, that's what was the other thing I wanted to mention is that in Ontario, we had a huge surge today of, I think, 1,000 plus, and it's getting higher. And that's mostly in Peel. What did I say here? In the Peel, York region. In the States, the worst cities are worst states have the highest rate of cases are Texas, California, and Florida. Los Angeles is the worst city at 317,000, almost 318,000 cases. So the rates are very, very high. And now Bob was saying that it's a stark difference. It is, yeah. We have a lower population. I think the States has 328 million people, and 140 million of those people, I think, voted this year. So, that's adults that are voting age, but So I'm not. Our population in Canada is. Let me just check. It's not anywhere near 328 million. The beauty of Google is you just ask, what's the population of Canada? I should know this. 37, almost 38 million. So, and we also have a lot. We only have a few cities that are huge. Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, Vancouver, Calgary. Those are our larger centers. So most people are rural, live in the rural areas, much like the US. The larger amount of the population in Canada are in the outlying areas, which actually helps to not spread the virus. There's lower rates in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is the middle province, has the lowest rate right now. But again, everything is going up. So I don't want that to impede our amazing celebration we're having here today. It's 3:40. I've been on air for 40 minutes. If no one else wants to come on and join me on screen, I'm going to wish all of my American friends a wonderful new beginning. And I hope that everything gets better for everyone there. I hope that there's no protesting or rioting. I see a lot of people in the streets in New York and Washington celebrating. I hope that celebration continues. I hope that we all, North America, come together and work things out. I hope that people aren't scared to take the subway anymore, because they're Muslim or Chinese. I hope that people of color are treated equally. I hope that our trans sisters and brothers and trans people and LGBTQ plus community is regarded equal. And so these things all affect all of us because we all are a global community, and that's what this show is about around the world. It's gaining perspective on what's happening with other people. So in that way, I'm going to sign off. I just quickly want to say we are still in a pandemic where a lot of us are sequestered still. So ementalhealth.ca is a great resource for mental health. And if you need someone to talk to or some publications to read or resources, ementalhealth.ca is a wonderful resource for people. Also, being that we just elected, or the U.S. just elected someone into office, a person of color, white people reading list. I've mentioned this before on my other shows, but I haven't mentioned it for quite a while. And there's a sort of library of books that white people should read when it comes to Black Lives Matter and racial history. Really important for you to check that out. AmericanRepertoryTheater.org, white people reading list. Because we need, as white people, white privileged people, we need to, they need our voice. We need to be heard, and they need to be heard, and we all need to speak up. So thanks, you guys. Thanks, Tara and Holly and Christina and Norm, my cousin Norm, and who else joined us? Robert. Thanks for joining the show today. I didn't have a lot of guests, but what I wanted to do was just celebrate and give you some information, update you on a few things, and find out what what the process was like of voting for a couple of people who lived in the U.S. So I hope everyone has a wonderful evening and have a great rest of the weekend. Peace to everybody, and take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Okay. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Saturday. Peace.